I guess to start, Colleen, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about the job you do at Paraquad.
I have been with Paraquad and Deafway for 15 years. For the first 2 years, I spent 2 years with Deafway as an independent living specialist. And I love the job. It's never the same every day, and I enjoy it. So what I do as an independent living specialist, we're in the independent living adult program, and there's several different positions, if you will, and I thoroughly enjoy this job. Before, when I first started with Paraquad, I focused only on the deaf and hard of hearing community. And I had asked if I could work with everyone, which included hearing people as well, and a variety of disabilities. I wanted to see myself grow and become a better advocate for people with disabilities in the independent living program. And of course, Paraquad encouraged that, and that's what I've been doing.
Okay. And how has your job changed in the pandemic? And I'm sure personally and in your own job, things have changed and there are new challenges.
The first 2 months when the pandemic had started, we did work from home. And I had learned something new about myself at that time. I realized that I'm not meant to work from home. I like actually going to an office. I like my job, and I like to be able to do my job, and when the job is finished, then I go home. Within the first 2 months, it just seemed like I could not turn off that work mode. And so I came back to the office, and I thought, it's better this way. So now I come in every day, and it's fine. Now, we did start something called the COVID-19 CARES program, and that provides supplies to participants who are stuck at home and perhaps have lack of transportation or have health issues. And I am very proud of Paraquad and the work that we do here, and that we are able to make accommodations. And whatever pops up, we make it work, and we work as a great team.
Tell me about communicating. I think I take for granted as a hearing person that in March, everybody was told to put masks on their faces. And I did not even think about what that meant for the deaf and hard of hearing community. So what kind of challenges do you face not only working from home, but now you're in a world where everybody's masked? Or most everybody.
When it initially happened, I did stay home, obviously, for those first 2 months, and I did not interact with people. Now, I do live in South City, and I've been there for over 25 years, and the places that I go, people already are familiar with my husband and I and our deafness, and so it was not really an issue. But for medical appointments, that was a challenge. I mean, I understand that the interpreters and the medical professionals have to take care of themselves as well. So we did practice social distancing with the doctors and the nurses, and some of them would pull down the mask so that I could read their lips. Now, I am lucky I get interpreters for medical appointments, but not always, and that's not really been an issue. But there have been a variety of different stores that I've gone to that they are not familiar with me and with that I'm deaf. And some of them are not willing to lower their mask so that I can read lips. And if they're not accommodating to that, then we kind of look around to try to find somebody that can, and it generally works out. I mean, I haven't really had any bad experiences as of yet, but I have noticed that my anxiety level was a little high when I came back to work with the masks. But lucky, my boss, Dave, he gave me a face shield. Here, I'll show this to you. So it's better for communication. Now, Missouri Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, they're the state agency who focuses on deaf and hard of hearing issues. They actually gave away free clear masks like these. I was not really a fan of these. With the breathing, the mask becomes foggy, and then it is an issue to read lips.
Right.
I prefer the full face shield.
Right.
This one has not fogged up on me, but you can wear this mask under it as well. Mm-hmm. And then if you feel the need to pull down, I mean, there's many different ways that we can accommodate a deaf or hard of hearing person.
But it's one more layer of things you have to worry about when you're out with the public or out speaking to somebody. That's one more thing you have to worry about. That's a lot.
Now, yes, with the mask, it is more of a challenge. Some interpreters, we have to work together to become creative, if you will, because you do have that lack of facial expression with a mask on. You don't see the whole bottom half of the face, and we depend a lot on facial expression in sign language, whether it be with the eyes or the mouth, and we have to adapt, and that's just part of life.
So do you read lips and sign?
Yes, I can also speak very well, too, so I'm kind of a triple threat. Not all deaf people are able to speak, and not all deaf people are able to read lips. Some don't sign at all and rely solely on speech and lip reading, so there's a whole gamut of deaf people in the world.
But no matter what, adding a mask or adding distance does add some challenge that you didn't expect or ask for.
Right, and that causes, your anxiety can rise, a higher stress level.
Yeah.
But lucky, we do have several options. We also have a lot of technology available as well, like Zoom, there's FaceTime, texting. It's been great.
Tell me about how closed captioning may not be enough, or just relying on what you see in the written language, because so much information is out there and it changes so much.
Now, I can read really well, but there are many deaf people that rely on American Sign Language, especially on the news. And there's a lot of information that is being released, and they may have no captioning. Now they're actually providing captioning when it's live. Mm-hmm. Typically it's after. And they're also providing interpreters for these presentations or these live broadcasts. And I know with the city, compared with St. Louis County and like Jefferson City, we have to make the announcements in a way that, so we have to practice social distancing with the interpreter while they're there. Mm-hmm. Like, I wish the interpreter was more upfront and center so I could see them better. We don't always get what we want, but the important thing is that the interpreter is there to facilitate that communication. And that is actually better than captioning.
Do you see an improvement in that area? Do you see a little bit more awareness?
Well, I was very surprised that they were providing interpreters when they were doing the news broadcast, because for so long we've never had representation, or they had never shown the interpreter. The interpreter would be off to the side, or you could only see a part of the interpreter, and that was happening. And now everywhere you turn around, you see the interpreter on the news when they are doing their announcements. And I was very, very happy to see that. And I hope it is something that they continue with all of the news in the future, whether it be for tornadoes or hurricanes or any kind of emergency situation, so that the deaf can be informed at the same time as the hearing community. Accessibility for all.